Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, today I present to you, I believe this is the round of 8, the quarterfinals for Jerbot's Jaguar Joust in the left-hand corner of the map for game number 1. We've got Garnath. He's going to be playing as Quetzalcoatl. I'm pretty sure I'm way off. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I don't know what else I can say. On the top side of the map, we've got Grass playing as Gaia. And we are on the map Elysium. So, for those of you playing at home and going, what the hell is Jerbot's Jaguar Joust? Well, to tell you about Jerbot's Jaguar Joust, we do need to go back in time a little bit to Jerbot's Japanese Joust. When the Japanese Pantheon was released, Jerbot was very, very gracious to provide funding for a short tournament to showcase the Japanese. And he is doing exactly the same thing here with the Aztecs. So Jerbot is the creator of aomstats.io, and I like to say that this tournament is powered by them. If you guys want to check out recorded games, if you guys want to check out the in-game lobbies and see who's playing, watch live games, if you want to see stats, if you want to see anything Age Mythology, you can check out aomstats.io. But more on that another time, because let's talk about what happens in this tournament. Game 1, player 1 has to pick Aztec. Game 2, player 2 has to pick Aztec. So oftentimes what happens when a new civilization pops out, it's the same for the Chinese, it's the same for the Japanese, and it's been the same for the Aztecs, is everybody wants to play the new civ. So what ends up happening is on the ladder, you get a butt ton of Aztec versus Aztec mirrors and very, very little in the way of new civ versus old civ shenanigans. So you don't really get to learn a whole lot about really what the power levels are of these civs. In fact, most players are just trying to get their bearings, but they're getting their bearings in a very specific matchup, which is completely different to every other matchup. So for example, what we're actually ending up seeing from the Aztec mirror on the ladder is a lot of fast heroics, one talent center fast heroics, and random sort of strats that maybe don't function all too well in normal play. So, in a different matchup. I say normal play. In a different matchup, we might not see that specific play. So getting that PowerPoint and figuring out how to play these civs, it's important to see these other sort of games. And this is going to be a really nice help for it. As we are going to be seeing Coyotl coming through here for Garnath. He does have himself a lot of fun, exciting options here to go for with this Quetzalcoatl God. We've got Hestia's Hearth over here, train time -5%. Up onto this side, we've got the Hermes' Winged Sandals as well, with a +5% speed on heroes. That can be really nice. Hecate's Torch as well there, for the God powers getting cheaper. And over onto this side, we have one of the new relics. I am not even going to try and pronounce that, but it is +2.5% speed, which is very nice on everything. As immediately a Noble's Hut gets dropped down, some more of these warrior priests are coming in, and just a little bit of harassment here from the Kimchi Spy. I tried. I gave up on it midway through. But this will be really interesting to just see what Garnath's approach is. Garnath is one of those players. He's from the 3DB school of RTS. I reckon this school of player, they're the creative type. There's two types of top player. There's the top player that creates the meta, and there's the top player that perfects the meta. I think Garnath is a creator more than a perfecter. So this is where he's going to really, really shine as he pops his warrior priest onto the temple, and he's doing something called Bloodletting here. Each one of these priests now is going to be gathering 0.05 favor a second, or 1 favor every 20 seconds. Now, it does scale down, similarly to how a little bit of fireball action, similarly to how the Greek villages scale down at the moment. So it's not nothing, but it is something. It's not nothing. You are getting a decent amount of favor here, and these warrior priests will always be able to be used. Of course, they are currently at half of their, or 40% of their normal HP, so there is a little bit of trouble where that's concerned, but they're going to be nice and to be used a little bit later, as we are going to be seeing technology starting to come through. Teponartsli drums there with the movement speed boost for everything as a temple under attack, and Garnath just pulls his warrior priest back, says no worries, we'll have a little bit of idle time, can be sacrificing one villager there into the temple as well to get himself a hero warrior priest out. That's going to get the warrior priest back up to full HP. It will end up falling, and Grass is simply just going to be saying no worries, I will run away from you. That is one scary Deuterino. We also see watchtowers coming through there as well. And Grass is in full retreat as some very, very decent damage to come through. However, with the Caladria in, all of these units will end up just getting healed up. Caladria doing the dodgem cards there. And Grass is pretty much safe here. He might end up losing the Caladria, especially as the warrior priest disabling that Caladria, but does keep that alive with 1 HP. That's huge, as the Caladria can burst heal it back up to 61 HP, and he's going to be good to go. Garnath going to be pulling away now. And the game to continue along. A market now coming down for Garnath, and we'll see what his plan is moving forward. He's got himself watchtowers, which is actually quite big, and he's got himself this movable tower. So there is a world here where Garnath's main base is just going to be really, really difficult to attack. And Grass is simply just pumping units out right now. He's getting Murmillos, he's getting Termo, he's getting Caraballister. And I think, given the fact that Garnath has got all of these hurtables in his main base, he's also got some berries remaining, and he's got his towers, I think his best move here is to just say, great, I've dealt with the early game. Let's go to the heroic age and move into our next sort of position. The only thing that I don't like here is that he's not using his warrior priests on the temple right now, because these have no negative impact. When they're already below 40 HP, they've got no negative impact to be on the temple. This one here obviously is going to lose his HP, so he could have skipped putting that one onto the temple, but nonetheless, he's going to be getting that bloodletting going on. Going to be a lot of favor to come through for him for the later stages of the game, and we'll see how it's going to go. He has fallen behind a little bit on the villagers, but that is natural when you're playing against Atlantean. Atlantean normally has the more powerful economy, or the faster economy, faster to sort of work economy. You get more villagers faster because they train quicker. But nonetheless, down onto the bottom side here, the Murmillos will be trying to find a raid, and Garnath, he's completely fine on this lumber outpost because he can garrison it, but I would have liked to see another house down over here at some point, as the Coyote Warrior does get spotted, does get sniped, and Grass goes, you know what, I don't want to risk anything here. Let me pull back. I'm not going to throw away my army just yet. Let me pull back and we'll see what's going to be happening here. As now, look at this. There are going to be 7 warrior priests on the temple. Basically, how can I explain this? I kind of feel like these guys are... You basically want the warrior priest to be on the temple for something like 2 minutes, and then the HP lost has converted itself into tangible favor gains, and then from there, you're gonna start just gaining resource, and it's like it's going to be an extra villager or something that you're going to be gaining resources for. So that's really, really helpful. But the most important thing here is now Koyol, Koyol Zhao. God, I don't even know. He's going to be going in and he's going to be getting himself the Tsitsi boys, and they will be a very, very big help for the defense as Grass is trying to break through this. This market will end up going down. Does manage to pick off one Murmillo there, as the villagers will pull off of the gold mine for the time being. There's a little bit of gold there, so we can actually just move over onto a wood line or something like that for just a little bit. But Grass says, no worries. Let's pull back. Let's go Thea. Playing it a little bit slowly here. The one thing he should be very, very cautious of is the fact that Starfall is coming, and this god power will create those Tsitsimiddles, which obviously heroes are going to be very, very, very much needed. And beyond this, we've also got the Koyol, the Stone of Koyol, and that's going to be making his upgrades in the temple cheaper, which should mean that his upgrade for the Middles is going to be the next one for him to grab at only 63 gold, 20 favor, and that's going to then allow him, as he does drop a Great Temple over here. Very, very nice using the Warrior Priest to do this, but he's going to be getting himself this tech, which now unlocks the Middles potential. Grass, on the other hand, now says, I see what's coming. Let's make Murmillo heroes. Now, this is a natural response to seeing Starfall, to seeing Middles, to seeing the upgrade, but Garnath, very, very smartly, is going to be going directly into Sean ones. Sean ones are incredibly powerful. The only real counter to the Sean one is a Caraballister and the Arcus for grass. That's the only real counter. Contarius are okay. They don't beat the Sean ones. They don't really lose to the Sean ones. I'm actually not sure because of the special ability. The stat-wise, it's a little bit dicey because it does have kind of high hack armor. And it does do a lot of base damage, so it is 4 population. Sorry, not 4 population, 3 population. It does a lot of base damage at 11 hack. If you compare that over to a Contarius, which is doing 9.9 hack, it's doing more hack damage per second. So, and it's got more HP, but it is more expensive. So all of that does point towards the Contarius not really being the best option here. Maybe Caraballister Heroes or something might be the best option. That being said, Garnath also is going to be having Eagle Warriors, which can deal with the Arcus, which can deal with the Caraballister. So everything right now for Garnath, everything is pointing towards his unit composition here being very difficult to deal with for Grass. Now, if I'm Grass, I'm thinking about this already. I'm going, okay, he's making Sean ones, he's making Eagle Warriors would be my guess as the composition that he might make. And I might go, okay, I need to deal with the Eagle Warriors, but I also have to deal with the Sean one. So pure Contarius makes some sense. Pure Arcus makes some sense if I can make something that can take out those Eagle Warriors. So for example, Arcus and maybe Terma, as the Starfall does come down and Grass will immediately bail out on this side, but the Tailwind comes in and Garnath is ready to roll. He's got some very, very fast units here. The Deck Ship-like here, though. This guy coming in, as we've also now got the Lullaby coming in too, making half of the units actually not even fight here. An absolutely huge power spike for Garnath, as it looks like his army is going to absolutely dominate here. And Grass is left looking at this going, oh my god. The Aztec god, Quetzalcoatl, is too much for me, as Garnath is now in a commanding lead. He has an amazing position right now. All of these Star Demon sits in the middles as well. They're going to start going down, however, to the Contarius heroes. The power spike is now over for Garnath. He just threw 3 god powers down. He charges forward. He gets another one of these priests here to convert. Nice conversion, as it almost did end up falling there. However, if it's in melee, it's dying. So doesn't really matter, and Grass manages to survive another day, as Garnath's units will all end up going down. Militarily speaking, though, he's still got some stuff on the back. He's still got some units here. He's got himself the Great Temple. He's building the Sean ones. He's building the Spearmen. He's got a lot of resources in the bank as well, as now Jaguar riders are going to be coming through. Again, what unit should Grass really be making here? I love the idea of making Stymphalian Birds as well. Stymphalian Birds makes sense here to deal with those Sean ones. Making Dryads as well for a frontline also makes sense. And trying to pick at the Warrior Priest. Trying to snipe those down to allow your Myth units to do well. Potentially here, Arcus plus Myth unit might end up being a really, really strong composition to go for Atlantean against the Aztecs. Snipe off the Warrior Priests, and then the Myth units do the rest. As over onto this side, the Star Demon sits middles will come through. And look at this, with that special ability, they're going to be picking off units so fast. 2 citizens going down. The army will come over onto this side. They are a little bit slow here compared to the speed of the grass units, especially if you had channels, but grass doesn't have that one yet. And these Star Demon sits middles will be able to get away. Searching for some other stuff. There is an Oracle here that he might want to turn around and pick off, but it is blending in with the trees. So I understand that he misses that one as he moves over onto this hunt. 2 citizens, excuse me, on the hunt here can just garrison, but he does have to react very quickly. Not happening there as 1 citizen does end up going down. And now the Hero Condarius are in, and that could spell disaster for those Titsamiddles. But while that's going on, now Garnath says it's time to go up onto the top. This Stimfallion Bird does end up going down very, very quickly because the Warrior Priest was just walked into melee range and he didn't take them down. And this palace is not looking like it's going to be finishing. Garnath looks like he's in a commanding position here as the Palace of Grass finishes at 180 HP. The rest of the units here charging in, though. There's so much stuff for Grass on this one. Sorry, not for Grass, for Garnath on this one. And Grass, for game number 1, does end up tapping out. Well-played game from Garnath. Really understanding the Gaia game plan here. Really, really smart. I love this usage of the Bloodletting and the comboing it for Tech Shipler there to get the HP back up for when the fights happen. Basically losing the HP on the guys, but getting some stronger myth units actually in the actual fights. But on top of that, then he also has the Warrior Priest for the Tonali gain. He's also sacrificing some villages. I wonder if I can see exactly how many he sacrificed. No, unfortunately, I can't. But yeah, he's done it all in the favor gains, and macro wise, really, really nice. All the resources quite low. Played just an amazing, I would say fundamentally sound game of Quetzalcoatl here. Really, really clean. Love to see it. Super hard civ in my opinion to play, and you can see it here from what Garnath's done. If you play it at that level, that really high level, well, all of a sudden, life gets very, very good for you in many, many different ways. The combo of Tailwind and Lullaby with Starfall first to send him packing, chase him down, hit Lullaby, and brutalize that army, also huge. Now, for everyone playing at home, today's video will be ending now. This game was played already. We are watching the recorded games. But if you guys want to be watching the rest of these games, make sure you tune in tonight. We've got the semifinals and the finals happening tonight live on stream. We're going to be joined with Moose AOM as well. So it should be a lot of fun. And I will see you guys then. See you later. Actually, wait, no. It starts 4 hours after this video pops up. So at 1400 GMT. See you then.